The Samsung Galaxy S21 series has completely leaked. We have all the really specific details, all the specifications of everything of the Galaxy S21, S21 Plus, and the Samsung S21 Ultra. Also, some really exciting news about future products, the death of the Note series, and rollable display smartphones in addition to the foldables we're getting. Super exciting. But first, check out today's deals on Amazon in the description below. Black Friday coming up. There's some massive discounts and deals, so make sure you check those out with the links below in the description. Before getting on to the really exciting rollable and foldable display smartphones, let's go through all the details of the S21 Ultra and the two smaller phones. So looking at the spec sheet anyway, we get for the Ultra, the S21 Plus and the S21, it looks like this Ultra is going to be an absolute monster, a behemoth, literally the best hardware you can get in this type of smartphone. Starting with the S21 though, this thing has a 6.2 inch display. This phone is going to go really head to head with the iPhone 12, the non-Pro. It has more or less the same screen size and a lot of the similar kind of setup and specs, but there's a few things that the S21 has that the iPhone 12 doesn't. The main standout for me is the 120Hz display. This isn't an upgrade over the S20. It is actually the same display. It's the same display technology. The very, very best display technology is saved for the S21 Ultra. All in all though, the S21 is going to be a big competitor to the iPhone 12. You've got a triple camera setup. You have that really great 64 megapixel 3x telephoto, a very decent battery, and as I said, the size is going to be very similar. So a lot of people looking at those two phones to compare. When you come to the S21 Plus though, it's difficult to say that it competes with the iPhone 12 Pro because the screen is so much bigger at 6.7 inches. That's the same screen size as the 12 Pro Max. This phone, although much bigger than the S21, actually has basically exactly the same specs. It has a bigger screen and because of that, a bigger battery. Other than that though, pretty much everything is exactly the same. It's just a bigger version, and also according to Max Weinbach, it will have Samsung's UWB or ultra wideband chip in there. Ultra wideband is becoming more popular and there are some extra features that you can use with this. One of them is to use tile trackers, so a small tracker that you place somewhere, then the phone and that tracker can communicate using this chip and locate each other very easily. Coming to the S21 Ultra though, this thing is incredible. Samsung have chucked everything at this phone. This is a true Ultra phone. Firstly, the screen is different to the S21 and S21 Plus. You've got the absolute best display technology in this phone called LTPO. The other two don't have it. The Note 20 Ultra, the Z Fold 2 have this LTPO display. It is even better though. It has a 3,000,000:1 contrast ratio as opposed to last year's S20 Ultra at 2,000,000:1. Also though, because of the LTPO display, it has an adaptive refresh rate from 120Hz all the way down to 1Hz. So if you're using an always on display, you can use that with virtually zero power draw. Super exciting for that extremely high quality display. The cameras are just as crazy though. So carrying on with the 108 megapixel image sensor, but this is a second generation. It's not the same one used in the S20 Ultra, it's improved. It's the same size and same megapixels though. The ultra wide at 12 megapixels is going to be another small iterative upgrade. But here's where it just gets crazy. 3x optical zoom and 10x optical zoom. That is going to be a periscope zoom camera, two new sensors under both of these zoom cameras. Large 10 megapixel image sensors, so the pixels are going to be very big on these. You're going to get a lot of light into each pixel, which means low light performance is going to be very good. Generally, colors and information coming into that sensor is going to be good as well. Samsung are giving up a little bit of resolution for bigger pixels, which usually means better dynamic range, better looking images overall. The S21 Ultra certainly is a specs beast. There's no holding back for this one. 10x optical zoom, massive battery, really fast, quick charging. It's all there in this Ultra phone. And of course, the S Pen support as well. There's no S Pen in the device. There will be maybe some cases that support the S Pen and maybe use some wireless charging to actually charge the S Pen. And as we know from more and more rumors right now, it looks like Samsung may actually be killing off the Note series for good this year. Another leak from Max Weinbach telling us about all of the upcoming Samsung products. We'll be getting a refresh for the Z Fold, so the Z Fold 3. We'll be getting a refresh for the Z Flip as well. There will be a light version of the Z Fold as well. One of those will have S Pen support, obviously the more expensive one. So yeah, that doesn't leave much room for the Note series. According to him and his leak anyway, and also Ice Universe prominent Samsung leaker, the Note series may well just not come at all this year. And before we get onto some leaked benchmarks for the Snapdragon 875 and the Exynos 2100, they'll be going in the S21 series. We got this today from Oppo, and it shows us the future of higher end smartphones. Oppo had their innovation day today and they unveiled some concept products. And the keyword is concept. Definitely for Oppo, this won't be coming next year. This is a real far away concept that they're working on, but Samsung are working on these as well. Oppo's concept phone though is really awesome. It is a rollable display. We're going to see a few of these in the next few years. Rollable displays could have a lot of advantages over foldable displays. The first and main obvious one to everyone is they're not folded and so they don't have a crease in the middle, which is obviously a huge problem and probably will never go away. It may be minimized, but if you fold a display, it's going to have a crease. This rollable display, however, though, can just be rolled in and out. And so you actually get really a smartphone form factor when it's rolled in. And then when it is rolled out, there's no creases and it works pretty much seamlessly. It seems to me anyway, a much better implementation of rollable, foldable OLED technology to have a rollable smartphone that retracts in rather than a foldable device. But I guess each to their own, and there are going to be loads of different types of products coming over the next few years. We did, however, get some Snapdragon scores and some Exynos scores that we can have a look at. Benchmarks are flying around everywhere right now, and we're getting some different scores, so take all of these with a pinch of salt. We did get a Snapdragon 875 benchmark score of 1120 for the single and 3319 for the multi. In contrast, the Exynos 2100, again as yet to be released, scoring about 1038 for the single and 3060 for the multi. The biggest takeaway for me is that actually some Exynos scores seem to be beating some Snapdragon scores for the CPU anyway. We can't really read into these scores too much because all of these are on pre-release software, on pre-release devices, and we need to wait for the official announcements of the Exynos and the Snapdragon that should be coming in the next few months. Although it's too early to really make any decisions or conclusions, it does look like overall the Exynos is more on a par with the Snapdragon this year than it has been over the last few years, which is definitely good news for Exynos fans because Exynos has really lagged Snapdragon in terms of power and also efficiency, but it looks like they may be closing the gap a little in 2021, and that will be starting with the S21 series. Check out today's deals on Amazon in the description below. Black Friday coming up. There's some massive discounts and deals, so make sure you check those out with the links below in the description. That's it for this one though. Thank you for watching. Thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one.